Mamacita, ¿dónde está Santa Claus?
Hola, Jackie! Feliz Navidad! How come you don't call me anymore? What's up, dude? It only cost a dime. Why don't you call me sometime? Which is really funny because you have a younger demographic of fans than me, and they probably don't know that a phone call used to cost a dime. But still, long time no see. I stuck to our Christmas rules. I only got you one gift this year. It's from the Madonna Inn, so you know it's good. So you can send me your gift whenever you're ready. Yes, I am here to accept it. What? Oh, I'm just hanging out in the kitchen eating buñuelos. Yes. Very good. I love a good buñuelo. What are my favorite Christmas kitchen recipes? Well, I'll have to take you in the kitchen because someone's in the kitchen with Elvis. Someone's in the kitchen, I know. Someone's in the kitchen with Elvis. I use a crock pot when I like to cook slow. Well, luckily for you, I'm gonna tell you how to make my famous Elvis mole. 42 ingredients, one for each of his years before he passed. And a good thing is when you wear a vinyl jumpsuit, you don't need an apron because you can just wipe it off. It's very easy. So 42 ingredients, write this down, get your pen and paper. First you need 4 cloves of garlic, fresh garlic. You can get it from the Asian market or Latino market. Garlic is cross-cultural, so everyone has garlic. You're gonna need a good size onion, medium onion. You're gonna need 4 tomatoes. Then you're gonna need lots of nuts, because there's lots of nuts in the mole. So you need to get some pecans, a 1/4 cup of pecans. You're gonna have to get almonds, California almonds. You see them off of the 5. A 1/4 cup of almonds. You're going to need cashews. Broken, it doesn't matter because you're gonna chop them up anyway. So cashews, you need a 1/4 cup of cashews. Yes, and also you'll need raisins, California raisin. Remember, Chucky, you used to collect all those California raisins, herd it to those are the ugliest toys. But a man's collection is a man's collection. You were brave to collect those. You can probably get a lot of them now because no one wants that crap. Yes, and then you also need sesame seeds. Sesame seeds, any kind. I use La Fiesta because when I cook, I like it to be a fiesta. Yes, so you'll need those. And you also need some plain peanuts, a 1/4 cup of peanuts. I use these chili ones. You can get these at the grocery outlet for like a 1/4, really cheap. Peanuts with chili because there's going to be chili later. But speaking of chilies, you're going to need some pasilla and ancho chilies. You can get these dried chilies. You can use a variation, ancho and pasilla, or 2 of the basic ones. We're going to soak them. More about that later. You're also going to need some black peppercorns. You're going to need 8 of these, but if you want to be spicier, maybe 10. 10 is like that. You're also going to need some whole cinnamon sticks. You can get this at the Smart and Final. It's much cheaper than getting it at the fancy stores that you have in San Francisco. I tell you, you're also going to need some chili flakes. This is the kind you put on pizza or stuff like that. They're all the same, but this is a Chino one. Chino Latino. You gotta mix your cultures for your mole. And mole is a big mix of different cultures. Of course, you're gonna need some regular salt. And Tabasco too works. You just put a little bit of Tabasco for extra flavor. Also, you're gonna need 4 tortillas, corn tortillas. The small ones are fine. Don't use the flour ones because that's what you use for buñuelos. You're going to need plantains. I don't have a plantain, but for a demonstration model, I got some regular bananas. So a plantain, 1 solid blackish, yellowish plantain is going to go there. You can get that at a Cuban store or any place you like. You're going to need some cumin powder. You only need like a teaspoon of it. So you don't need to buy the whole big old thing of it because you're just going to use like a 1/4 of a teaspoon for that. You also need some fennel seeds, and these are fennel seeds. I got this at the fancy market because it turns out being cheap after a while. But just a little bit of that. And you need some caraway seeds too. I got some of those. And you got the star anise. I just like saying star anise. And this is from La Chulada. It's very cheap, 99 cents. But the nice thing is they look like little stars. That's why they're called star anise. It's nice. It's kind of a licorice flavor. That's going to add a full body to your mole flavor. And of course, you got to have this. You know, the abuelita now usually comes in the cubes of chocolate, but this is the lazy man's way because it already comes in a powder, and you're gonna use a cup anyways. So this is already crushed. It saves time on your chapelada, your grinder thing. So this is good stuff. This was 99 cents at the grocery outlet store. So get this. Also, of course, you're going to need lard. You know, we were all boycotting Goya because they were friends of the President Trump's. But I bought this before we boycotted them. And manteca kind of stays good in your refrigerator for a long time. So I know some of your friends do not use the lard. Maybe they could use some palm oils instead. I like the lard. The lard adds the extra flavor. So you're going to need that. You're also going to need a black cast iron pan, because this is a black cast iron pan. You got to make it keen and smooth, and so you're going to need this too. And also, of course, you already have to have your chicken stock you've made per head ahead of time. You know, you're going to need about 5 or 6 cups, probably 7 or 8 of chicken stock that you would have made ahead of time. So make sure you have that on hand. So the thing when you're cooking of the spices, some people take the old school slow road and roast each one in the cast iron skillet one at a time, because they say that way the flavors won't muddle. And I'm a lazy man when it comes to cooking because I got things to do. So what I do is combine all the peppercorns, the cinnamon, the whole cumin seed, the fennel seed, the red pepper flakes, and I roast them, toast them slowly over the open fire like you would chestnuts over an open fire. And you roast them until the smell is delicious. And you're gonna take it and put it in a coffee grinder. The coffee extra flavor is fine to use, and you're just gonna grind that all up, and then you're gonna put it aside and save it for later. Also, what you're gonna do is take your chilies. You're gonna roast them in the oven for maybe 35 minutes or something like that. You're gonna roast them, and then you're gonna reconstitute them like the president was trying to change the Constitution. We're gonna reconstitute these chilies in soaking water, hot boiling water for about 30 minutes. After that, you're going to take out the seeds and the stems. No seeds, no stems, like Hound Dog, what was his name? The rapper, Snoop Doggy Dogg. Yes, that's what he would say. Also, you're going to take your manteca, and you're going to take your cashews, your raisins, your almonds, your pecans, your pistachio nuts. You can add more if you like. And you're going to fry them in the manteca till it's a nice golden brown. You might add your raisins later because raisins are softer and they're going to get soft faster. So add those at the last punch. You're going to take those, take them and make them a nice golden brown like this. And cook them slowly. Do not burn them. And when they're done, you're going to put them in the coffee grinder again and make it to a fine mulch and put that to the side. In the meanwhile, you've been taking your garlic and your onion and your tomato and you have oven roasted for maybe about 425 for about 35 minutes. The longer, the roastier flavor you can get, you're going to get. You're going to take all those ingredients and put them in a blender with some of your chicken stock, about a cup of your chicken stock, and blend it all through. Now, some people like to sieve it through the sieve, but it's just tomato seeds that you could eat anyways. And you know, this has been pulverized, so everything you're going to chop up before you put it in the oven, and you just wick it in your blender like you're making a smoothing, but like a savory smoothing with chicken stock that you had already made. So you're going to put that and then put that aside for later. Then later, you're going to take your tortillas. Remember, I said corn tortillas. Now, corn tortillas are the best. And you're going to take your plantains and you're going to chop them up finely and then put them again with more manteca in your cast iron skillet and cook it up really nice. Now, this makes up a paste. Afterwards, you're gonna put that in the blender again and whip it up. Now, my grandmother used to take animal crackers. The first time I made mole, I go, my grandmother says put animal crackers. And animal crackers tasted like the tortillas and the plantain. My grandmother used to say, put peanut butter in it. And after I roasted all my cashews and pecans and sesame seeds and manteca, and I tasted that, and I go, that tastes like peanut butter too. So you're cooking all that, and it's gonna take a while. This is a long, slow process, but it's so worth it. So you have your stock of chilies that you have roasted. You're gonna put those in the blender. Save that hot water too, because that reconstituted water has the extra flavor. Get out all those seeds and stems, and then you're gonna put that in the blender and whip it around and around and around, and then that's gonna be smooth. And that one you can smooth out through the sieve, because you don't want a chunky. It's not supposed to be a chunky sauce. It's supposed to be smooth. Let's make it smooth. Let's make it smooth. So that's gonna take some time. So then you're gonna take all the ingredients and put them in a big cast iron pot. Not a cast iron pot, a big steel pot. And that's gonna slow each of the items all together. It's a slow process. And you're gonna let all those flavors mix. And don't forget, that is when you add your chocolate also. It is a nice trick to taste it as you're going along, because you can see the flavors as they develop. And also, it will develop more with time and age. And so, keep some for later and freeze it if you need it. It's gonna go like that if you're gonna have a party. So you're gonna have some chicken, you could put it on chicken, you can dip it with tacos. It's a sauce. You could put it in little jars that you could give for Christmas present. The uses for mole just go on and on and on. And you can add variations. Add more spice, more chili, more chocolate if that's what you like. I know you like your chocolate, so keep on changing it and evolves. And get all your ingredients ahead of time, because you want to lay them out, because you also want to get some mezcal just to have some drinks, because it tastes good to have a little sip. Some for the mole, some for the chef. Don't forget to kiss the chef. And that is me in Elvez's kitchen. Mole forever, mezcal forever. Eat a buñuelo, it'll make your day. These ones are as light as air.
It's Christmas Eve. All right, mamacita, let's go sleep now.